You can do all the lies and propaganda with the economy you like. The reality of the people's lives will expose you. For those of you who have read history, we had a person called Goebbels. Goebbels was Hitler's propaganda man. And Goebbels propounded a theory that if you take a statement, whether it's false or it's misleading, and you repeat it every day often enough, eventually the people will come to accept it as true. And so I noticed a very Goebbelian attitude and pronouncements in the MPP. They told all their communicators, anytime you mention Mahama or NDC, say incompetent. So you hear Bawumia and go say incompetent Mahama administration, incompetent. You've never held any responsibility anywhere near presidency before. You don't know what it is like to be president. I will take that word from Kufuor or from Rawlings because they've been there before. All of you guys have never ever come near the presidency. You know what it is to be a president. And you stand and say, incompetent Mahama administration, incompetent. This crisis into which he has led us has spawned hardship and suffering for our people on a scale never witnessed in the 30-year history of our Fourth Republic. Daily price increases, fuel price adjustments, and nose-diving currency, which has rather arrested the person who said he would arrest, he had arrested it. The dollar has rather arrested him, and so we're looking for him, we can't find him. I asked the IGP if he had the key so that we could find where our Vice President was, and he said he doesn't have it, and he doesn't know his whereabouts.
I hear somebody says that we are spending too much on free SHS. Have you heard him? Yeah. That we are spending too much on free SHS, so we won't have money to do other things. Did you hear that? You who said free SHS was not possible. When we didn't have free SHS under your government, you couldn't pay teacher training allowance. You couldn't pay nursing training allowance. You couldn't have NAPCO. You couldn't pay your NHIS. Yes. So is it free SHS which stopped you from paying those? I am from the north. I benefited from free SHS. And I think it is good for the people of the north, and it is good for the people of all of Ghana.
You remember the Sada Guinea fowls that flew to Burkina Faso. You remember. And they have still not returned. You remember that the government had to go to the IMF to rescue the economy. That was indeed a rescue mission. It was clear that the NDC government had lost its way. It failed Ghanaians and did not have an idea of how to get us out of the ditch it had driven us into. What was painful, ladies and gentlemen, was that when we complained about our pain and suffering as Ghanaians, the response we received from the then government was blunt and uncaring. And I quote, "Get out of the kitchen if it is too hot," end quote. The then president reiterated in broadly dismissive terms that he is a dead goat who could not be moved by the complaints of suffering. And you, of course, remember Yenti Obia. I read that the former president, no less a person than the former president, President Mahama, described Ghana's National Digital Property Addressing System as a 419 scam. When I read his reasoning for such a description, it became very evident to me that he has no clue about what he was talking about and was just engaged in parroting propaganda. I actually had a good laugh.